In this class, we do the exercise 1.1 problems of AP. In first one, there are 4 situation-based problems. Solve it and tell whether it forms an AP or not. So the first question is, the taxi fare after each kilometer. Here the taxi fare means customer pays for a journey in a taxi. When the fare is rupees 15 for the first kilometer and rupees 8 for each additional kilometer. That means, for the first kilometer, for 1 kilometer, customer has to pay 15 rupees. For each additional kilometer, customer has to pay rupees 8 extra. So for 1 kilometer, customer has to pay 15 rupees. For 2 kilometers, 15 plus 8, because there is an increase of 8 rupees for each additional kilometer. So that 15 plus 8 becomes 23 rupees. For 3 kilometer, 23 plus 8, it becomes 31 rupees. And so on we continuing the process. We got the sequence 15, 23, 31, so on. So this forms an AP because common difference between them is constant. Therefore, this situation or this sequence forms an AP. Next one. The amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time. So here vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remaining in the cylinder at a time every time. So let us assume that the amount of air present in a cylinder be V liters. Initially be V liters. So vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air at a time. That means V/4 liters the vacuum pump removes. Therefore, the remaining air in a cylinder, is equal to V minus V/4. That is equal to, take LCM here. So numerator we got here 4V minus V. So 3V/4 liters. 3V/4 liters are the remaining air present in the cylinder. So thus we got a sequence V 3V/4. Solving again we get 3V/4 whole square and so on. So this is a sequence, but this sequence does not form an AP because common difference between them is not constant. Therefore, it does not form an AP. Next problem. The cost of digging a well after every meter of digging when it costs rupees 150 for the first meter and rises by rupees 50 for each subsequent meter. That means for first meter the cost of digging is rupees 50. And for every subsequent meter, it rises by 50. Means increase of rupees 50. Therefore, for 1 meter, the cost of digging a well is rupees 150. For 2 meter, 150 plus 50. That means there is an increase of 50 rupees for every additional meter. That is equal to 200 rupees. So for 3 meters, 200 plus 50, it becomes 250 rupees. So on. We got a sequence 150, 200, 250, so on. So this sequence forms an AP because common difference between them is constant. Therefore, it forms an AP. So move on to next problem. The amount of money in the account every year when rupees 10,000 is deposited at compound interest and 8% per annum. So here principal amount is given and rate of interest is given. So you have to tell the sequence of every year the amount will be deposited. So we know that, or let us assume that if rupees P is deposited at R% per annum for N years. For N years, the amount of money will be, that is A is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 whole power N. So here principal amount is given and rate of interest is given. Therefore for first year, for 1 year, the amount will be 10,000. Substituting here 1 plus R means 8%. 8 divided by 100 whole power N means 1, that is year. 1 year, therefore N is equal to 1. So for 2 years, A is equal to 10,000, 1 plus 8 divided by 100 whole square. For 3 years, A is equal to 10,000, 1 plus 8 divided by 100 whole cube. And so on we continuing the process. We get a sequence 10,000, 1 plus 8 divided by 100, 10,000, 1 plus 8 divided by 100 whole square, 10,000, 1 plus 8 divided by 100 whole cube, and so on. So this sequence does not form an AP because common difference between them is not constant. Therefore, it does not form an AP. So these are all the situation based problems.